we'll start with this one. What do you think's been the key ingredient? I mean, what's been missing here these last? Like maybe it's you, maybe it was health overall. I know you guys had some injury things, but what's been the key thing that this O line didn't have the previous 2 years under Jimbo that it has now, which is why you're seeing such success?
I think it's just our whole offense clicking together. If one of us messes up, the other one picks up the slack. Whether it's offensive line missing a blitz and a receiver makes a great play and he's open, or Kellen makes one guy miss and then gets his eyes back downfield and makes a play. I don't think it's anything to do with just us up front. I think it's a whole offense effort, focusing on the little things, the small details, and just doing our best and making plays whenever we can.
What does it do for the O-line unit when you get back there on a Sunday and start reviewing the film and you see the dominant performance you've had, and then the last 8 quarters against a pair of top 5 teams to know you guys haven't issued a sack yet?
We don't really look at the sacks because Kellen still got hit, and that's not okay with us. Perfect game for us is he never gets touched, and we run the ball as much as we can. So there's still a lot of room to grow because he's getting hit too much. So we need to clean that up.
All right, let's move to Sheehan from Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and then Brent Zorman.
Hey, I know that you both, you and Isaiah Spiller are both from Spring. I'm curious, did you know of him at all kind of growing up, and what have you kind of seen from him? Why has he been able to be a contributor so quick?
I didn't know him actually growing up. We played against each other in high school and didn't know of him. I guess because I play offense, he plays offense. So during games, I wasn't really watching him, I guess. But I think his experience last fall kind of is helping him this fall. And, I mean, the dude's a great athlete. His yards after contact are crazy right now. If we miss a block, like I said, he makes a guy miss and takes it for 25 yards when we missed a block, or we lost a rep, and he makes us look good. So it's nice having guys like him and Anais in the backfield who make us look good on our mistakes.
Was there a point last year where you realized that even though, this kid's 18, 19 years old, that he's going to have a chance to be a really special SEC running back right away?
Yeah, most definitely. As soon as he touched the field, you just kind of knew, like, that kid was a ball player, and he's going to make plays.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Brenton Zorman from the Houston Chronicle, and then Owen Buchanan.
Ryan, wanted to ask you about, your spring drills, I think MVP in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, and then you have the back injury. Could you just speak to persevering through that, sticking with it, and kind of what went into pressing on in that situation?
It was tough. For a bunch of the season, a lot of games, I would kind of not be able to play because of my injury, and then some games I would be able to play, and I'd be like, oh, hey, maybe I'm getting healthy again. And then Monday or Sunday morning, I'm like not able to walk how I'm supposed to, and it was really tough mentally because I was starting to get down on myself, like thinking, will I ever be the same? Will I ever be able to play football again? And then over quarantine, I got healthy, started feeling good, and then they started talking about canceling the season. And I was like, there's no way we can cancel the season. There's no way that I can not play football again. I'm finally feeling good. Like, I need to get back out there. And it's really kind of given me like a self-motivation, if you will, for this fall, knowing that where I was last year, feeling that I might never get to play again or might never be healthy again. It like drives me to do my best every day because it can be taken at the blink of an eye.
Hey, are you the only married guy on the team, or is there anyone else?
No, Kagan Baldry is also married, or Johnny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so what is that like being married and still playing college football? What's the best part of that? Maybe not the best part of that. You can probably leave that second part out if you want.
No, there's really not any negatives about it. It's really cool. Everybody kind of like looks at you like, dang, dude, you're married, you're old. I'm like, hey, man, I'm enjoying my life. I've known her since like November 2016. We started dating in February 2017. So, and I knew by the end of 2017 that I was going to marry her. So, it's awesome. I love it. I get to come up here, hang out with all my buddies, like for 6 hours a day, whatever it is, and then go home and spend quality time with her. And it's just me and her hanging out. It's awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
All right, let's move to Tyler Shaw. No, I'm sorry. Let's move to Owen Buchanan from Texags.
So I'll just how you feeling now, and have you had any ill effects lingering from the injury?
From my back?
Yeah.
No. Knock on wood, man. No, nothing's been wrong. Feeling good. I think a lot has to do with it, with working out with our strength staff, getting a lot stronger, and I'm not having to rely on my back as much as just my overall strength to stop guys. Whereas if I was weak, I had to rely on my back and just getting bent backwards on bull rushes or run blocking and stuff. Haven't had any problems. Knock on wood.
So was there a certain muscle group they wanted you to work on more diligently than others?
My core strength. I mean, I did core. So I got hurt probably in June of last year, I guess is when my back pain started hurting, and I did core every single day until probably July of this year. So my core just...
So you got a six-pack now?
No. It's a deep core, so you can't see it, unfortunately, but
Okay.
it actually makes my belly look a little bit bigger, so it's all right, though. Anything to be healthy.
Thanks a lot.
All right, let's go to Tyler Shaw from KBTX and then Robert Cessna.
Hey, Ryan, how confident is this offense right now? I know you talked about how your O-line's playing better, we still have room to grow, but just the confidence level is the offense, and how important is it that you guys ride this momentum? I mean, you'll probably be favored in most of your games going forward, so to kind of just, stay on top of it and not fall back.
Just the maturity that we have to know that we have to come to work every single day and get better every single day, because we play in the SEC. It's the SEC only schedule. You can lose any game. If you don't come prepared to play, you're going to be in a dogfight or you're going to lose. So just preparing to play, taking it day by day, and just focusing on the little things that we've been doing, trying to get better.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Robert Cessna from the Brian Eagle and then Travis Brown.
Yeah, last couple of years, this team has struggled to win games on the road. What's going to be different with this team this year on the road?
I don't know. We just worry about us. Honestly, we don't ever really think about struggling on the road. We just focus on us, focus on the task at hand, and just worry about ourselves. We got Mississippi State this week. It's a tough place to play. They got the cowbells. I heard y'all ask Jalen. They're really loud, but it is what it is, man. Just got to go in there and do our thing and come out with a victory.
Yeah, I was going to ask, I guess maybe the cowbells. You started that 2 years ago. What do you remember most? The cowbells, I guess, or anything else about that game 2 years ago?
I'll never forget their defensive line. They're really good. But no, I mean, the cowbells were loud, but it's not Kyle Field. And I'm pretty sure, is it true that if as soon as I touch the ball, they have to stop, right? Yeah, so I'll just grab the ball immediately.
It's supposed to be. I think so. But thanks, man.
It'll
Appreciate
be all right.
it.
No worries.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Travis Brown from the Brian Eagle and then Justin Woodard.
I know you mentioned there was some low points there in the injury and coming back from that. Kind of where do you feel like was one of the lower points? Or was it with the injury and trying to get recovered, or was it with the COVID and not coming back? And kind of what did you do and what helped you persevere through that?
Definitely was the being injured, not knowing if I'll be able to ever be healthy again. I kind of just like talked to my trainer, and he was just like, stick to the rehab. We've seen injuries like this. Stick to your rehab. I know it's going to suck doing core every single day, and it's going to hurt on some days, but you just got to fight through it and be honest with yourself. And if something hurts, don't be stupid with it, you know? I love playing golf. I like to do it in my free time, and I stopped playing golf for however long that was, like a year or whatever, because I figured out that was hurting my back. There's just multiple things that I enjoy doing that I figured out were hurting my back, and stopped doing those, stuck to my rehab, and just stuck my head down and grinded and found my way back, got healthy. And I kind of just didn't listen. I listened to it a little bit whenever we were in, I think, July, and then that's when all the talks, all the Twitter, like hashtag we want to play, this kind of was going around, and it started to get kind of like real that they were going to cancel the season. And then that's when I started worrying about it, but I think that was only a week of worrying about it, and then they just pushed it back. And I was like, okay, they pushed it back, that's fine, still going to have a season, still going to make it play, no matter what, we're going to play. So.
How long have you been golfing, and what do you usually shoot?
Yeah, best I've ever shot was 85. Hit it a few times. I'm like, if I'm shanking, probably like low 90s, mid 90s, and then if I'm on, about 85, 86. I've been golfing since, I don't know, elementary school with my dad. It's been a while.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's go to Justin Woodard from KAGS, and then Chip Howard.
Hey, Ryan, wondering on that 4th and 2 touchdown run by Spiller. What does it mean for Jimbo to lean on you guys and say, hey, we need 2 yards here? I know he ended up going to the end zone, but what does that mean to you guys that he called a running play in that situation?
He kept calling them on like 3rd and 3s, and usually like we throw the ball on 3rd down. Just because we got a mobile quarterback, he can make plays on his feet if he needs to. You know, we can still run the ball. But whenever he's like, it's 4th and 2, and we're going for it and we're running it, that feels good, man. That is like, you look to your left and your right at your offensive lineman, and you're like, hey, get this done. Like, we're getting this 1st down. And you just set your teeth and you do it. And I didn't even know what had happened because I blocked back and he went to the front side, and I like look up and I watched the replay, and he just made an absolute play and took it to the house. I was like, that kid's a ball player. Looks good.
Was there much discussion on that play? Did Jimbo go back and forth, or was it, hey, we're pounding it down their throat?
Honestly, was there a timeout before that? There was, right? Yeah, I think there was a timeout before that. I couldn't tell you. The offensive line, we get together with Coach Henson, and we just kind of just talk about what mistakes we've made on that drive. If we missed a blitz, he's like, hey, you missed this. Like, this is what happened. And we go back out there, and Kellen tells us to play. So there could have been discussion. I don't know. I just know when it got called, we were all just like, let's go.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
All right, got a couple more questions. We'll go to Chip Howard from Sports Talk, and then finish with Mike Lucas.
Ryan, it seems like every team in the league can score a lot of points this year. What does that do for you as an offensive guy, knowing that when you go on the field, you better put points on the board because the other team's going to score as well?
We don't really worry about what they're doing. We focus on us and our drives. Just whatever play is called, whatever drive, we focus on that drive and try to go get points. I don't really pay. I didn't even know it was 28-17 until just a little bit ago on that one drive, on the second drive of the 3rd quarter. Someone said we were down 28-17. I didn't even know. We don't look at the scoreboard. We just focus on the plays.
Thanks.
All right, we'll finish it off with Mike Lucas, who come up with a good question without referencing Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I will not mention death, I promise you. I learned from Brent. So, Ryan, you've known Kellen for a while now. This may have been his best performance on Saturday against Florida. How much has he really stepped up and grown into this role as the Aggie starting quarterback, since you've known him, and then especially the last 2 weeks where he's kind of flourished?
He's much more vocal. over the past 2 years, really, he's been a super vocal leader because he was, I feel like his freshman and sophomore year, he was kind of a lead by example guy, and just he was our starting quarterback, and he was a baller, and they just kind of like everybody just like kind of followed his lead, if you will, like the young guys, because that's just the role he had on the team, and he's kind of transitioned into like a very vocal leader while still being that baller and lead by example type guy.
All right, that's all the questions for you. Thanks, Ryan.